All right. So, first of all, I just want to say how cool it is that you're out here and supporting your daughter and that for her rookie season here in the LFL. So, is there anything that she talked a little bit about how early you guys started, kind of throwing the ball around together and all that stuff? Was that really early, or was it kind of?
Well, I think she always kind of. When I played, she was so young, and her and Amber, her sister, were so young that they really didn't, I think, appreciate, what I did until I think they got into high school and started, going to high school games and kind of understand a little bit more about football. And it wasn't like I was a teacher, someone that's going to teach them every day, hey, this is the way, football goes.
Yeah.
If they asked questions, I was interested enough that they were interested enough to find out, what I did. And, so I think, throwing the ball around probably when she's about 10 years old and starting to, develop into her athletic. I mean, she was so skinny and tall all the way through. We felt that getting involved in some sports and most sports was a good idea.
Right.
She kind of picked and chose the one she liked. And played hockey for 3-4 years. She's a real good hockey player at a young age. And
basketball,
she was dynamic. It's just she was such she had knee problems. She had Osgood-Schlatt's disease, or not disease, Osgood-Schlatt's, which is a genetic thing that I passed along to her, amongst other things. And so I think just with that, she always had an athletic background. And she dabbled at sports, but because of injuries and other things, and not being able to go anywhere further in hockey,
right.
You start throwing the ball around just for fun. She loved playing in the high school playground with the fellas, chucking it around, and she could always throw it. So she had a knack for throwing it. And then when this kind of evolved over the last couple of years, and she saw that there's a team in Seattle, she kind of dedicated herself to coming over here as Danielle and I watched our grandbaby back in Spokane. She traveled over here on Saturday nights and practice here on Sundays and drive back home. So,
wow.
That's a pretty good trip, 280, 290 miles to practice.
That's
so
pretty.
That's
her great dedication
there, right there. And so we said, why not? Every kid has a dream, and everyone wants to try to reach their potential. So as long as she understands the importance of being a mother and the importance of that aspect, I think it was something that we definitely want to back. And the league itself is fairly new. It's interesting that we can't look at women today and see their athletic abilities and treat their athletic abilities like we do guys. We have to put them out in lingerie to do it. I think that's, to me, always been kind of an interesting. Most of the people come for the initial part of it, is to see these gals, these very pretty gals out in football uniforms and learn hardly anything. But as they settle in and see the dynamics of the game and the passion and competitiveness of these ladies, do they really get a total understanding? Wow, this is pretty good football. It's pretty fun to watch. So after the first maybe 5 minutes of woohoo, it's like, yeah, come on, let's go, miss. They kind of get into it as a fan. So that's just the unfortunate side of it. I guess what the league is doing is giving these gals a chance to fulfill a dream, and I think it's wonderful that they get this opportunity. I think we're all a little hesitant about how they have to go about doing it in today's society, but it's giving ladies an opportunity to follow a dream of theirs, whether their father played, their brother played, or maybe they just love football. And a lot of them do that. You can see their dedication and practices and all that.
So you seem very supportive. Is it? Of course, you just said about your initial response. So what was your initial thoughts when your daughter came to you and said, "This is what I want to do"?
She showed, of course, you watched it at first 2 years ago when it was on halftime of the Super Bowl, I think, and it was like, cute, I was like, oh, cute, that's cute, that's neat. Boy, these girls can play a little bit, And then she showed video of their practices and the games, and said, look at this, they really go after it. I was like, wow, they do, they get after it. They want to tear each other's heads off, just kind of like the guys' game, and why not? They're competitive, and when you put gladiator gear on them, and send them out, they cross the lines, and they go from mothers and daughters and girlfriends and beautiful women to this role, this edge that they have, is something that they have in their in their blood that they want to try to get out here on the field.
Exactly.
Whether it's the frustrations of a day. I know in our game, guys had frustrations of maybe their childhood or whatever, and how they were upbringing or brought up, and they had an edge already from the get-go. So why not let them have an opportunity, a chance? I was, kind of, at the first, like, okay, well, you got to travel all the way. Oh yeah, I'm willing to do that. And there's someone that dedicated, and they want to follow a dream. We'll give her support, and kind of that's where I'm at right now.
Good. And so, I read in a couple places that a lot of critics or NFL historians would say that you were one of the greatest long ball quarterbacks in league history. And that's your legacy that you left.
Sure.
Is that something that Angela should even be thinking about, her impact on the league now as a rookie?
No, not at all. She's so raw, and the potential to be great is obviously there. I mean, she's doesn't even know, until she came here, Dad, what's two deep? What's one deep? What's this? What's a line?
Right.
Now, I mean, she couldn't call a play. We came in just before Christmas. She was practicing with the team, and coach said, "Hey, you don't get on out there," because they didn't know whether they were going to play the last game or not. So, and she was going to travel with them, just to kind of be a part of the whole thing and see if this is something that she would like. And appreciate Coach Chris for giving her that opportunity. She couldn't call a play.
Right.
Now you see her. She's 2 weeks or 2 months into this thing, coming over here and being with these girls at mini camp and such, and she's calling plays and breaking the huddle, and got a little gait to her.
Right.
A confident horse. She's got a great gait to her and has a different approach to it. Now she's still raw. She's going to throw balls all over the ballpark and throw it to a defender and thinking her girl's supposed to be there, not really, because the wheels are churning. I remember being a rookie myself.
Oh, yeah.
And you getting all this information, and now you got to go up to the line of scrimmage and run a play. Your wheels are turning.
Right.
And she's got to be the leader out there. She's got to know what everybody's doing. There's a concept to her play that's different than others, and not that everyone else is just as important, but she's got to kind of know where everyone is, get everyone in place, and be the leader from that aspect. So whether she plays all the games this year or none of the games, she's learning a lot. She's having fun. She's getting a chance to meet people over here. So I think it's been a good experience, and I'm proud of the fact that she stuck with it. I've supported her from the get-go, and I'll continue to do it. I don't know if she's quite sure. First time she gets popped right in the chin, if this is really what she signed up for. We're going to find out.
Right.
We're going to find out if that's a side to her, that's always kind of been a little bit on the girl side, and nothing. I shouldn't say that on the girl side. A little bit on the timid side. There's guys too that are timid out there. A little bit on the timid side when it comes to the physical contact. Whether it's basketball, hockey. I shouldn't say that. Hockey. When she had gladiator gear on, she might be a different person, different monster. But when she was basketball, she was kind of always prone to injuries. So it'll be interesting to see. In hockey, hardly at all. I mean, she'd bang herself around. She'd always play with the guys in hockey too.
Okay.
It wasn't like she played on the girls' team. She played with the guys, and I think when she had that gladiator gear on, that helmet and shoulder pads, and
changed her mindset
she
about
had
it.
a little mindset change. So this might be that, and hopefully it is. And as long as she stays excited about it, enjoys it, has the passion that she's had from the get-go, and as competitive as she's always been. And this will maybe elevate her to new levels of competitiveness.
Right.
It'd be nice if this would lead over to doing the dishes at home and maybe a little bit of laundry every now and then. But, we'll see. Maybe that'll evolve.
What do you think? I know you've seen some of the games and practices and all that. What is your evaluation of the level of athlete that's out in the LFL right now?
Well, it's different. It's you're not going to have in our game 320-pound lineman. This is not a let's get the biggest offensive line we have and just have a monster fullback and pound away. If you do have a good running back, it seems those are the teams that are pretty successful. The one gal that can get you 5 yards on almost every play, and then have some. It's very similar to any game. If you got a good running game and you can have some athletes that can go vertical downfield and stretch the field, and have some girls that understand spacing and the ability to create space for themselves. It's just all the same. And it's just a matter of playing football, and that they have the idea and the concept.